Hello, welcome to Digital Learning. I'm Connie Kolosey, Director of Media Text and Digital Learning for Pinellas County Schools. And in our episode today, I am going to be speaking with Laura Woods, who is the project coordinator for library media for Pinellas County Schools. And you know, Laura, you've been with us a lot, but one of the things that if I were thinking about digital learning, I'd be wondering why we're talking to a librarian or a media specialist. Why?
Well, because in the 21st century now, libraries are no longer just paper pencil books. Libraries are digital. They go all the way around the circuit. They are combining the collaboration, electronics. Kids are using software, games to learn from. They are sharing their thoughts, presenting. It's just a digital world, and they have to be ready for the digital world that they're facing in the future.
So one of the things I'm excited about is that the state of Florida has issued sort of a challenge to media centers across the state and give an award for people who meet that challenge, and that is the Florida Power Library. And we have Bel Air Elementary that has won this year.
That is correct, and it's quite an honor because it's very comprehensive and very intense for the librarian, but if they run their program as efficiently as the state wants us to, they've incorporated everything, and that's what the state's looking for.
So because of that brave soul, Stephanie Curlman at Bel Air, and the support of her fantastic principal, Tabitha Griffin, she's inspired others to jump in and give work toward the Florida Library.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And we've got 5 schools now that are working on it for this coming year. And then hopefully we'll add more schools after that. It is not as daunting as it used to be because now it can be done electronically, not just paper and making books for their presentation or their portfolio, but they are using Sway, PowerPoint, anything electronic to document all of what they are doing, which is what the state's looking for.
So your job really is to get in your car and get out and drive. We have 126 schools.
Yeah.
And you are busy visiting them and visited every single one, either last year or the beginning of this year, and now you're starting on round 2. And you come back and you tell me how excited you are about the things that you're seeing.
Oh, yeah. They are. It's taken us a while. I've been here a long time, but it's taken us several years to get them to realize that this really is what we need them to do and what the future looks like and what's best for their kids. And last year we did a book study, and they learned about how to really create good maker spaces and collaboration areas and how to make effective 21st century libraries utilizing certain processes. And they are now doing it because as I go, I'm seeing libraries that are changing. The places are busy, and the administrators are smiling and happy and supportive, and it's just what it should be.
So you used a term that our viewers may not be familiar with, the term makerspace. What does that mean?
Makerspace is an area where kids can, or staff, or families, communities are even invited to come and tinker, create things. But for the educational purposes, librarians are collaborating with teachers on the units of a study, what their curriculum is focused on, and as students are finishing up a unit, they can then come to the library and using things that are in the maker area, and it could be STEM, it could be STEM is math, science, technology, or it could be just math, or it could be ELA, reading, and they complete a project that shows their mastery of the subject that they were taught in the classroom. So it's literally tying together the media center with the classrooms and showing the kids work and how successful they're being.
So Makerspace is not just for the school system. This is happening in community libraries as well.
And colleges, everywhere across the country.
All right. And you're really leading the charge to help Pinellas County Schools accept the challenge for this. So we had the idea to actually go out and visit some of the media centers that you were seeing and excited about. And one of them was, the first one that we're going to highlight is Osceola Middle School. And Kelly is the library media specialist there. I knew her when she was a reading teacher and then a reading coach, so she comes from a rich literacy background. And so let's visit a little bit with Kelly at Osceola Middle School.
Okay.
When I was lucky enough to become the library media, the first thing I did was kind of purge, and I got rid of things that weren't needed anymore, that were really old and obsolete, and then I created spaces and areas for different things. And then I totally rearranged all the books, and I tried to think of a way, because the kids had a really hard time finding the nonfiction books that they wanted. And after talking to several students, I decided to group them according to like how they would Google something. If they were searching for something, a topic online, and I kind of grouped the books according to the way that they think and how they would find something. And they ended up loving the new areas and how it's organized.
Now you are an open space. Lots of kids love to come in at different times of the day, doing
Yes.
many things. So what are some of the things that they can do?
So we have our Makerspace area that has all kinds of circuit kits and gadgets and robotics and iPads, and they love to come in and use that area to build things, to create, to explore. They also love getting on the computers. They also just really love to sit like in our common area on the comfy couches and the chairs and just kind of relax and talk to each other, which is, I think, something that they miss a lot nowadays.
Wow, she had a lot going on, didn't she?
Oh yes, it was very busy that day.
Yeah. And how typical is that?
That's actually every day. In fact, she opens up her media center in the morning before school starts, and as the kids get there, they make a beeline. And it was amazing. So I'm standing there at the station, just watching at the circulation desk, and she had all these stations around me. Kids were signing up for iPads, and they were signing up for lunch passes, because then during lunch every day, she invites 20 to 30 kids to come. They have their lunch, they work on projects, and then they go back into the classes when they're done from lunchtime. But the whole day is busy, and then they also sign up for the computers that you saw in the background. And they were working on Minecraft, code.org, and what I found rather interesting was that Kelly said Minecraft is still a hot topic in middle school. And the kids were playing chess. Some of the kids were actually looking for books. Some were sitting quietly reading, and other kids were playing games and projects. It was fabulous. It was what it should be.
So someone might say, why are we playing video games at school? But she explains a little about what they're doing with Minecraft. Let's hear her.
Minecraft is still very huge in middle school, and I enjoy watching them play it because they really collaborate with each other when they're sitting on the computers. They all try to make sure that they can sit by their friends because they build things together. It's not an isolated game where they're just by themselves. They really work together to build things on the computer, and it's really, really interesting to watch.
And what prompted you to do all this in the library?
Because I noticed kids weren't coming in. They didn't come in just to hang or to do things. They would come in, turn around, and then they walk back out. So I really wanted to figure out a way to get them in the doors and then keep them in and keep them engaged and really bring in things that they enjoyed doing, not just things that I thought that they would enjoy.
So as she's working on engaging them, and we talk a lot about engaging students in learning, and she's really focusing a lot here on the collaboration and just the skill. I mean, we think about low tech, saw the kids sitting there playing checkers, but the skill and the cooperation, the collaboration, the emotional fortitude that it takes to play a game like that. Really brings out some we say the soft skills as well as some hard planning skills as well.
And you really did see that while I was there. It was just amazing, the cooperation between the kids. She has a couple of TAs that she uses.
TAs?
TAs are teaching assistants.
Okay.
And those are kids that they manage, and they get a grade for their social skills, their ability to be able to assist in certain areas.
So these are student leaders? These
are student leaders, yes. So this is another way of bringing kids into the future by giving them leadership abilities. And it was amazing to watch some of them walking around helping other students, plus the ones that were standing at the circulation desk making sure everybody was signing up the paperwork. And there was one young man who came up and he wanted to get a lunch pass, and they were all out. And so we found Miss Kelly, and he said, "What can I do? I'm desperate. I need a lunch pass."
Advocating for himself.
Oh, yes. And she said, "Well, if you will go shelve some books for me, I'll see what I can do." And she handed him one on his way out. So, I mean, the media specialists are truly working on helping the kids make good choices.
So with all of this, she's not done, right? She's
oh, no, she's not done.
Planning. Let's hear about her plans as she continues.
I would really love to update some of my outdated furniture. My tables are very wobbly, and it's kind of hard for the kids to work on and build or even write on them. But just kind of to build upon what I've already created. I did spend the summer painting this year to kind of update the color and make it a little bit more inviting. I've added some knickknacks and things around, and then obviously to keep building on my makerspace area too. The big pieces of it I feel like are there. I just want to kind of expand on them. Like my computer lab area, I would really like to somehow partition it off a little bit, so that way when kids are studying on the computers and then there's a group working out here, they're not distracting each other. So that's something that's still big that I'm still missing.
And does your administrator want this to become the hub of the school?
Absolutely, yes. That was when he first started this year. We sat down to kind of create a plan for the media center, and that was kind of the words that he used. Was he wanted it to be the heart and the hub of the students.
So when I look there, I see a lot of resource. You know, sometimes we feel like we don't have enough, but we certainly have a lot that she has to work with there. And yet there's some other things that she wants, and so the district is coming in many cases and helping media specialists reframe. But not only that, and here's what's exciting to me, is Ms. Kelly didn't wait for someone to do it for her. She has jumped in and, you know, envisioned what she wants her space to be, and is kind of taking control of her world and is advocating for herself then with her administration to say, this is what we need to do.
Yes, that's correct. And now many of them are doing just that. And it's just amazing to watch it.
And I really believe that almost every program is based on the person that's there. And clearly the program at Osceola Middle School is flourishing because of Kelly's work there.
Absolutely.
Well, we're not done. That was the first one, and we have another exciting school to visit here shortly, but we're going to take a quick break. We're going to take a quick break, and please join us, and then we're going to come back and visit Countryside High School.